Okay, so I shall start this now. We have recorded. So welcome to the team call, everybody, and just got some recognition to get us started with. First of all, we have some enrolments for July, the month to date, and there's still plenty of time to go. We've got on 3 enrolments: Annette Ahido, Michaela Stadler, Kim Elberg, Kylie Brunel, Galia Matala, Louisa Rosie, Kim Clark, and David Williams. So that's 3 new people each. Congratulations. And also we've got Janine Heiderheim, I hope I've said that correctly, Janine, on 4 enrolments for the period so far, and topping the shop with a massive 5 enrolments, and we've still got another 8-9 days to go, Peter Ria and Alison Thomas. So well done to everybody so far for their enrolments for July. Also, of course, it's a brilliant time to be looking at doing enrolments. It's always a great time to be doing enrolments, of course, but even more so in July with the 50-50 enrolment promotion. And just a reminder on how that works. And a lot of people don't fully get this, but it's one of the best promotions when they do this type of thing, I would say, because you get for enrolling somebody over 100 PV, so that would be certainly a family essentials kit or a home essentials kit, or even if they just do an enrolment plus a few products, and that might be ideal with the BOGO week, of course. You get 50 points and they get 50 points. Now these get allocated to your account next month to spend against free products. And 50 points, you know, that's around about, well, I mean, you could use an example here of lemongrass, cedarwood, rosemary, and a doTERRA bath bomb. When I put this together, that came to exactly 50 points, which is around about £50 or 60 euros. And also maybe even a deep blue rub, which is normally about £40 on its own, and the doTERRA On Guard as well, that's about £11 at retail price. So, you know, you can see these have got around about £50 retail value as well. So it's a really, really good one. The last time we had one of these, we had a really stormy month, and it ended up with about the equivalent of about 250 to 300 pound in products that we actually claim back. So it's really do take advantage of that in the next week. Also, there are some events coming up as well. You've got the Builders Day, or the Liver Cause event that is on in Milton Keynes, and that's over 3 days on the 22nd, 23rd and 24th of August. These events don't come around that often, and this time it's here in the UK. And I know when I spoke to Lisa, she said that very often the people that say that their business has been changed are the people that go to this particular event, whether it be in the UK or other parts of Europe. You tend to get all of the successful leaders within Europe that attend these events. So you can see there's a link to register with lots of HTTPS's and / and dashes and stuff like that. The easiest way is if you just simply Google Eventbrite Liver Cause, you'll find it. It'll be there, so you can still look for that. But there's not that many places left, as you can see there on the post. The total event only takes 150 people, but there are still some if you are interested in going on that. And also, and by the way, you need to be elite at least to go on that particular event. And also there's a leadership event a couple of months later on the 4th and 5th of October. So a 2-day event, that's 60 euros or probably about £50 in UK currency, somewhere like that. 2-day event, you need to be premier to go on this particular event, but that could be a brilliant 2 days away on the Friday and the Saturday on the 4th and 5th of October. Again, you can find this event on Eventbrite. Just Google doTERRA European Leaders Event, and you'll find it there as well. So as Lisa's already said, BOGO week, buy one, get one, of course, really worth taking advantage of. Now these go live, or it went live last night at 11 p.m. and they stay live for 24 hours. At 11 p.m. obviously in the UK, Central European time, that's midnight. And so be very careful with them. Some people have been caught out and you know, they think it was still alive at 11:30. It's 11 p.m. here in the UK. But these are great. We've got the one, as far as I'm aware, it's still live. I know that sometimes they do sell out. So, you know, it goes for 24 hours or until they sell out, whatever comes first. So post them as soon as you can. If you're still up at 11 o'clock at night, make sure you get it out there and post it out to your team. Put it in your Facebook groups or your Facebook pages. let people know it's there. Now, you'll normally get notifications by email, or if you don't get emails like we don't for some reason, you can go to doTERRA Europe corporate page and you will find the updates on there at 11 o'clock each night. As they come out, you can obviously then just post them. As we discussed last week, it's really important to let your customers know the benefits of these products as well, not just buy one, get one free, because if you're buying a eucalyptus and you're getting a basil free, if they don't know what they do, they're not going to buy them. So you can search for images on Google. Very often there are images saying what particular products do. Just put in whatever the product is in Google Images, doTERRA, basil, or whatever it is, or even use the doTERRA pips or the product information pages. You can search for them and let people know what the products actually do. So they could obviously look something like this, or the product information pages like that. Upcoming classes, we've got a few this week. We've got 4 coming up. But first of all, we've got art classes. By the way, if you can't see that, I know I can move it out my way. You can always move the videos out of the way by just simply dragging them. Our classes that we do, we have on Tuesday at 8 p.m, Thursday at 11 a.m, and Saturday at midday. And you just send your prospects along to learntheessentials.info. We don't mind what you do with that link. It's best, we find, to get them to come to you first and ask you for the link, and then you know who to follow up with, and if they've actually been on there, of course, or hopefully if they've been on there. So you can log into those from 20 minutes before the actual time as well, so you can let your prospects know that's the case. And Lisa, Claire and Gemma have got their class on Thursday evening as well, 8:30 p.m. Is that a full class, Lisa, on there? Is that a similar type of class, or is that a different type?
Yep. Yeah, full class, yeah.
4 over the week, so plenty of time. 2 evening events, 2 daytime events, including the weekend events. So there should be plenty there. Please do support these, okay? Whether it's Lisa's, Claire's, Gemma's, ours. If they don't get attendance, they don't stay around, obviously. But make sure that you attend these. Make sure you're promoting out. We put these on, and I know that Lisa and Claire and Gemma, and hopefully we do a good result. Good one for everybody in the team to obviously tag into. So that's my lot for this evening. I'll pass you back to Lisa.
Thank you, Andy. So now we're going to pass to Claire, because we've come to the point where we're going to do some product experience. So great to hear some feedback last week that you really, although these are team calls and business calls, you love that we are actually still talking about product in these calls. So Claire has got the responsibility this week to host this part of the call. So over to you, Claire.
Thank you. I don't know about you guys, but I really like this part and I really want to continue it. I think it's really important to get this product testimonials all together, because we're a community, right? And we want to be acting like that. So if you guys have within the, from Tuesday to Sunday, say, if you have a really good experience with any oils, any particular oils, drop me a line on Facebook, let me know, and come onto the call on Monday evening and tell us all about it, because that's why we're all here, really. It's all business, but we love these oils as a community, so let's get together on that. So I have a couple of lovely ladies that are going to share with us tonight some of their experiences. So we have Angela. Are you on, Angela? Just take yourself off mute. Oh, are you there, Angela? Oh, maybe she's running a little bit late. We'll go to Linda first. Linda, are you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, lovely.
Hello, you're right.
Experiences to share with us, I believe.
Yeah, I love all the oils. There's loads of them. I can't sort of specify one or, my favourites or anything. But at the moment, I'm taking past tense, which for me is for headaches, mainly migraines. It's just, Recently, I had a really bad migraine coming on, and just getting the past tense and rolling it on my forehead and the back of my neck was absolutely amazing. And it just goes. So that actually goes everywhere with me, even in my purse. So that if I ever get a tension headache, then I just use that, and it's gone within 5 minutes.
Brilliant. And do you find it quite good as a rollable, just to sort of just around with you, but also just to be able to roll it on quickly and go?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is as well, you just I even used it once when I was driving, because I was driving along and I realised I reached in and got it out, and I was rubbing it on the forehead and I was rubbing it on the back of my neck. But just a word warning, if you're going to rub it on your forehead when you're driving, be careful, because my eyes started watering because of the peppermint. So it may be just best to put it on the back of the neck. Yeah, that's the past tense. And the other one I've got that I'm always taking at the moment is the Serenity, the soft gels for sleeping, because before I was using the oil, but then once I got the soft gels, I was just taking them, and where I wasn't sleeping very well at all, I was just waking up in the night so many times and then not getting back to sleep because everything's racing through your mind. And when I started taking them, I actually go to sleep, and I stay. If I get up and I need to go to the bathroom, I go straight back into bed and I'm straight back off to sleep. And you wake up really, really refreshed in the morning, as though you've had a good night's sleep. So that's that. And there's just the last one now is the lavender. That I do use lavender all the time, but recently I've been getting I don't know what's causing it, but so every now and again I get a really bad itch on my arm, and I want to scratch it to pieces, and I mean really rip it to pieces. And I just get the lavender rollable and just smother it with that, and then it calms it down. So for me, that's just the 3 that I'm using regularly at the moment, but I use loads of others.
That's brilliant. Have you used Balance?
I don't, to be honest, I've got it, but I've only used it a couple of times. Do you recommend that I should use that?
Yeah, a lot of people, I use Balance on a daily. It is a go-to for me. But a lot of people that wake up during the night have said that Serenity and Balance combined is a winner for them.
Oh, right, okay. Maybe I'll start putting the Balance with it as well.
Give it a go.
And wind is also, sorry, for sleep, you know how bad I am at sleeping. So wild wind is also something that I've tried a few times, and it's really worked for sleep for me.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Really random, but it might work for you too.
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant. Amazing. Thank you very much, Linda. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
With us.
So Claire, that was great, Linda. While you've been speaking, I've been trying to get hold of Angela, and she's got some IT issues, so she's trying to get on as we speak.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to come back to her if she can't get on in time.
Okay,
How
cool.
about maybe I'm just looking down the list here. I don't know if David's there. I'm sure David is not normally having a problem talking, certainly online. Are you there, David? Did you have any particular oil stories you could share?
Me?
Yeah, you. How are you?
All right. I have got a story, funny enough. It's more of a lead that came through, and I was asking about different things, and she said, I've got a sore throat. And I thought, On Guard, excellent. So just talking about the On Guard with her, I was saying how it's used for MRSA. And she said, I've got that. She's had this sore throat for about 4.5 months, and she works in the National Health, and she said she's got MRSA. Now, I didn't know much about MRSA. I thought it was like a flesh-eating disease. So I said to her, where have you got that? And she said, I've got it in my nostrils. So I'm thinking, she's got no face. It's been eaten away. She said, no, you're an idiot. So what I said to do was, I sent her a sample through. I said, just put a couple of drops of the On Guard in a bit of water and gargle it. And for your nostrils, put some in your hands and just inhale it. See how you get on. And the other one was she suffered from insomnia and she wasn't sleeping, so I sent some lavender as well. So she got hold of us on Facebook the next day, and I said, how'd you get on? She said, I've just slept for 12 hours. And I thought, that's just showing off now. But she said, my sore throat's gone. And she'd had that for 4.5 months. So she got hold of the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, come in for a swab." So she went in, had a swab, and totally clear from the MRSA and a sore throat. So
That's
absolutely fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah, she didn't need to buy any then, did she? The sample was enough. But it was a good testimonial.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was really good.
Wow.
She put a little review on my Facebook page as well, just to say that as well. So it's brilliant.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And is she now a member?
No, she went into the witness protection program. I didn't see her again. Yeah, one of those, collect samples and disappear.
Well, she's better anyway. So that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, I've got a good story from it.
Yeah. Amazing. Thanks for sharing that with her.
No problem.
Amazing. So, shall we continue with the rest of the call? And if
Apart from Angela saying she's back on, but I can't see her. So maybe, Angela, if you are there, you could let us know, because she's telling me she's here, but I can't see her. Isn't technology wonderful? Okay, we'll just carry on with the call, and maybe you can pick up with her, Claire, while I'm talking. Okay, thanks for that. Some great testimonies there. I'm just going to share my screen with you. Okay. You've seen all that? Okay, let's get to my piece. So what I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you about tonight is the Empowered Success Programme. And I don't know how much you guys use the Empowered Success. I know there'll probably be some of you are completely new and probably don't even know anything about the programme, and then others of you are quite experienced and are using it. So, but there is one new part of the programme that was launched at leadership, at US leadership, that I don't think has been spoken about too much within Europe, because right at this moment there hasn't, the EU version of the US version hasn't been launched. But I've been looking at it and thinking, well, you know what, we've got the US version and there's so much great content in there that it is worth discussing, because you can go onto the US site and use their tools. So I just thought I'd just spend a little bit of time tonight talking about the Empowered Success Programme, particularly the sales guide, and how it could help you in your business. So the first thing I want to talk about is simple steps to success. So you've all seen, I'm sure, the program of getting to elite and what that takes, and actually the compensation plan, the program in doTERRA is all about elites, because once you've got to elite, which is the 3,000 PV, all the other ranks and the success plan is just more elites. So once you've done it once, it's just a duplication process of duplicating elites in your business. So there's just a slide here that shows this is you start, you launch yourself into the business with the help of your mentor, you get yourself and your team volume to elite, which is 3,000 PV, and the income at elite is around about £230 a month. So not, life-changing income, but it is life-changing in that once you've done that, you can repeat it. And it's by repeating that you come to the life-changing income. So then you can go to silver. So that is just having 3 elites in your business. So you're, you've hit elite yourself, and then you repeat that 3 times with 3 people in your business. They each become elite with the 3,000 PV volume, and your income now goes up to an average of 1,670. These averages are worked out and audited averages a month. And then platinum is again a expansion of more elites into your business. So it's having 3 silvers, and each silver, as you know from here, each silver is an elite. So 3 silvers with 3 elites under them. And now you start getting to life-changing incomes. I think the average income in the UK right now is about, I don't know, 20 in the sort of 20s, 100,000, probably even less than that. I don't know. It's around that sort of number. And here you've got an income that's way sort of double, probably treble the average income in the UK. So it really is a matter of duplication. And they say it's not what knowledge you have that's important in this business, it's what you can duplicate. And that's really important, because I think sometimes people get really hung up about, I can't do this until I know all this stuff. And once I know all this stuff, then I'll do this. And you go around in this vicious circle, when actually, if you just get on and take the plunge and go and do it, what you're doing is what everybody else can do, because they can take the plunge and do it. So you're actually taking action, and that action that you're taking is duplicable, and you learn as you go along. If you wait until you know everything, then you wait your whole lifetime. So we have some great tools and some great programs to make your business very, very duplicable, which is what will make all of the difference. So, and these are part of the tools. So the Empowered Success Program, here you've got a link to the US Empowered Success. So if you haven't had a look around the US site of the Empowered Success Program, do go and have a look. You just can, if you don't remember all the slashes and all the numbers, you can simply search doTERRA Empowered Success and it will take you there anyway. And what you will find when you get into there is all of the guides. The Live, Share and Build have been printed for the UK market, so you can actually order those on your order form, but you can also download them all. And a lot of you run your businesses online, so this is a really great tool that you can send to people to mentor and help support them. The doTERRA Healthy Can Be Simple hasn't been printed yet, but there is a downloadable version of that, which is a great tool. I like to use this when I'm sampling people, because it's really cost effective. You haven't had to, pay out for a lot of materials. You can send people the sample, but then send them the electronic version of Healthy Can Be Simple, and it tells them. It's a really, really simple guide to explaining the oils for somebody that's just starting out. Then there's the classes as well. Then you've got the launch guide, which is another guide that is printed and you can order. And then you've got the sales guide, which I'm going to go into more depth in, I'll come back to. Then you have these rank guides. These haven't come out again in the UK right now, but you can download them all from this site. So much material in there. So they help you at different ranks in the business. So the train guide is helping you get to Premier and Silver. And then you've got the lead guide, and this is helping people to go to gold. And then you go up to platinum, diamond, blue, and right the way through to presidential diamond. So again, go and spend some time and download them if you haven't already. There's lots and lots of great material in there. And then there's additional resources. There's a whole tools library, which throughout the program, there's lots of different tools that you can use, like memory joggers, like checklists, different tools, scripts, so much stuff in there. You can just go into the tools library and download them all as individual worksheets. There's team trainings and PowerPoints. So if you're got to the stage now where you're mentoring people in your team, you can pick up different PowerPoints and trainings in there. There's a social media training on there as well to help you with your social media content. And then there's a building international tab. And when you click into the international, all of the guides that have been translated either in different languages or for different markets, whichever ones have been translated, you'll be able to see them under the different countries. So for those of you that are building international, this is a great resource. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. For people that are speaking different languages, even all the materials are in there. So, as I say, I want to delve into this sales guide and just talk you through the different pages and some of the benefits and some of the tools that you can use in here. It's interesting, isn't it, the word sales, because I think particularly in doTERRA, we really shy away from the word sales. It's sort of a bit of a word that people don't connect with. A lot of people in doTERRA never want to think of themselves as a salesperson. Actually, I never want to think of myself as a salesperson either, because I think although what we do is sell, we're much more authentic than what you would consider a salesperson to be. What I mean by that, I believe, we are so passionate in doTERRA about what the lives we are changing with the amazing products that we've got. It isn't about selling as such, it's about sharing the benefits. And when you do that, and when you come from that place, it is far more comfortable. And I hope, you all feel that way about what you're doing. So, but if we just use the word sales, because that's what's being used throughout this guide, they make a great point, really, that if you feel uncomfortable about selling, actually you've been selling your whole life. If you go right back to your childhood, you were selling in the playground, you were selling your idea, maybe, of you wanted to play your game rather than somebody else's game. You were selling why you should do that. You were selling maybe why you weren't going to share your sweets. So throughout your life cycle, selling is something that actually is second nature, but we don't put the word selling on it. I know when I get passionate about something, I'm sure you'd share this with me, you have great service somewhere, you go to a great restaurant and you have amazing food, or you go on holiday and you go to a great hotel and you're passionate about it because you're excited that you've just found this great place. You share it with your friends naturally. It's not selling, it is selling, but you don't feel like you've sold because you've just shared the benefits. And that's what I believe that we do in doTERRA. So doTERRA is all about empowerment, and it's all about healing and helping people. And again, that's really what needs to come out loud and clear. It's not a sales process, but it's helping and supporting people with their health and wellness. So embracing sales, we in sort of coming to that conclusion that actually what we do is selling, but it's selling it in a different way. They deal with in this particular training program the difference between an amateur salesperson and a professional salesperson, and this is quite a useful reference tool, because I think it helps, and I think it would be a good exercise outside of this call maybe to go on to this particular sheet and go down it and have some sort of honest conversations with yourself, on each of these subjects. What is it? Which side are you on? And that's not to be critical of yourself, but it's about to find out the things that maybe you could do better and you could improve on. It's all about self-improvement. So an amateur salesperson doesn't care about what they're selling. I don't believe there's anybody like that in our doTERRA business. So that's a big tick. Everyone, I believe, is passionate about the product and wants to give value in the product. An amateur creates pressure, where a professional creates a real sharing environment. Again, that's what doTERRA is all about. An amateur gets frustrated by rejections, where a professional builds up relationships with people that say no, because we know that actually people say no often, a number of times, before you get the yes. So it isn't about getting frustrated, it's about going through that process. And with every no, you're one step closer to the yes. I remember very, very early on in my direct selling career, I used to visualize when I got no's, like I was going up a set of stairs. And I used to think every time I got to a no, I was just one step closer to getting to that top step. And that used to help me tremendously to just visualize me getting to the top of those stairs. So again, an amateur leaves people feeling conflicted and feeling, you know, like they've uncomfortable with the fact that they've had to say no to you, where a professional finds a way of leaving that relationship in a good mood so that they can go back at a later date and still have a really positive conversation with that person. A really important part of being a professional is about being coachable. We all can learn things every single day of our life, and unless we're coachable and we're open to learning new things, then we'll never be able to get to that point where we can say, right, okay, yeah, I really feel like I am a professional in this business. The difference between being a pessimist and being a positive is your glass half full or half empty. Having that positive attitude will get you places. An amateur doesn't have a why often, whereas a professional will have a vision, and a really strong vision for where they want their business to go. Professionals often have goal boards. That's one, Andy, that I think would be a great subject for another call, goal boards and visions, and we'll put that down for a future one. And then an amateur finds excuses and a professional finds a way. So that's something for you to think about and look and improve if there's any that you feel need to move a little bit more from the amateur to the professional. And then there's a sheet on powerful language, and you know, the old saying, it's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. It's not what you never remember what somebody exactly said, but you'll always remember how somebody made you feel. And how people make you feel is often a result of the word choices that you have made as you have been speaking to them. So language is very, very powerful. And so there's some really nice examples here of less effective language, more effective language to say the same thing, often using more words. Actually, I don't like the first one that says more effective. It says, I help women become the best versions of themselves. If I'd have written this, I would have said I help people, because we are very open and love all the men in our business as well as the women. So I don't want you to feel left out there. But we help people become the best versions of themselves by using natural solutions to improve energy, sleep and wellness. How much nicer is that than saying I sell essential oils? You've just said the same thing, but you've said it it made it sound much more appealing, and people, you're giving them more of a why to why they need to listen to you. Less effective, you don't have to buy, where you could say at the end of the class, I'll show you how to get the oils in your home and help you pick out the best solution of for your family. Such a much more positive spin, and introducing the opportunity to buy. You'd really help me if you could give me the names of your friends when helping referrals. No, why not use less words? Who do you know that I should be talking to? See who they know and be excited about getting referrals. I know how you feel, others felt the same. Now there's something that there's missed out. I've always talked about feel, felt, found in my trainings. Feel, felt, found is such a powerful skill. You can turn any conversation, any negative conversation into a positive one when you tell somebody how you felt, or maybe how somebody else felt, and then this is what they found. But of course, it's less effective if you just say, well, I know how you feel, others felt the same way, but you don't actually give them a solution to it. So here, much more effective, yes. I know how you feel. In fact, I was speaking to somebody the other day, Maria, she pretty much felt the same. After we discussed the solutions, this is what she found. Much more experience, a much more powerful language. Let's book an appointment. instead of using, I guess it's straight to the point, but it's not effective. Change that to say, let's set up a time to visit for a few moments. And that, again, is using positive language. Then we go on to talking about the 3 key ingredients to being a successful wellness advocate. And there's a triangle here, and it talks about mindset, skill set, and tool set. And in the mindset, we talk about mindset habits, so being accountable, coachable, having a strong vision, perseverance, positivity, and graciousness. And then in the skill set, again, taking responsibility, learning the skills for time and priority management, taking control and being controllable at the same time, practicing those skills and having consistency. And then there's a tool set, and they use the Empowered Success program as a tool set, and you've got that. Plus you've got some great tools from Andy's global team essentials, and also from our the Very Essence members site as well. So there's so many tools on offer, so getting your tool set right is important, and knowing how you're going to support people with those tools. I don't know whether any of you have done your strengths. Again, this could be another great topic for another week. Strength Finders is amazing. I've done my strengths. I'll let you guess what you think they are. You can think about that and let me know for another week. I think, Claire, you did your strengths the other day. That was an interesting one as well. But the whole idea of Strength Finders, if you don't know what I'm rambling on about, is this is a program where you can go online and you can do it's like a multi-choice questions, and it will tell you what your skill sets are. But it isn't just about that. The most important thing is it talks about, once you know what your skill sets are and what your strengths are, how to harness those to get the very best out of them. So actually there's been a lot of research that said, rather than trying to work on your weaknesses, if you work on the strengths, the things that you are master at, and making them actually really work for you, then you're going to get even more successful. And I love to do this. This is great if you're working with somebody that is wanting to be a builder. You could get them to do their strengths, and then you will know how best to how best to get them motivated through the strengths that they have. So anyway, I'll not talk any more about that because we'll do that as a separate session. So then the next part of this program is 9 simple steps, and they go through 1 to 9 different skill sets to learn to make you a professional. They talk a professional salesperson, but just to make you professional in the business, and to when you're building this as a business. And I love this. Got really excited about this. So this is a little chart, because I work very much on strategy. My number one strength was strategy. I love strategy and love working out how to do, how you're going to get the best out of things through your strategy. And so with this is the score chart, and it takes all those 9 things that I'm going to talk to you about, and it gets you to score yourself today before you even start any training or any development training with this. And then each quarter, once you've then got that, you tally up your score, and then you look at it and you look at the things that you actually need to improve on, and then it tells you which pages to go in the Empowered Success program to help you improve on that particular area. And then you can revisit it in each quarter, score yourself again, and obviously it's all about improving on your last score. So the first one is connecting. So there's a sample script, a really easy sample script to help you connect with people that you know. How are you? How's your family? What's going on in your life? And there's some great sort of tutoring on connecting with people. And then there's an invite, and there's a nice little script here. Now, a lot of this is more tailored towards face-to-face classes, but all of it can be changed, because I know, we all do a lot of online classes now, and that's sort of more in our system, but it doesn't matter. The same words can, very easily be tailored. So a really simple script there to invite people to come along. As I say, it says it's at my house on Thursday. You can very easily change that to an online class. But I do also think it's worth mentioning, if you're not doing any classes in your home, I would really encourage you to start thinking, even if you only just did one once a month, to reach out to your local contacts. I also think that's a good idea as well. And then there's a sample script to introduce yourself. Again, this is a script more to introduce our class, but you can really sort of, again, change it. So this would be a nice little easy script to do for online. I love sharing the power of doTERRA and what it can do to improve people's lives. Living the doTERRA lifestyle has changed my life and the lives of so many people around the world. Tonight I'm going to explore some natural options for more energy, boosting your immune system, improving your sleep, reducing anxious feelings, and even how to eliminate toxicity in your home. So in a really quick 1 to 2 minutes opening, hopefully you've then grabbed people's attention by using some key words that get people thinking, I need to listen to this because this is something that I need in my life. Then we go into educating, and I always use this, what do you want to feel more of, what do you want to feel less of, in a class. And then it's very easy, especially if it's a face-to-face class, when you're talking to people afterwards, to sit down, have a look at their list of what they had and marry it up with solutions that you've talked about in the class, or maybe solutions that you haven't yet discussed. And so there's some great presentation questions there for you to review. And then there's a close. So there's a close script on how to close the class, again, both online and offline, how to close it with enrolling and bringing the enrolling part into the close. And then I love this part as well, particularly answering objections. So first of all, it goes through a few sort of the process of objections. So when you get an objection from somebody, the first thing that you should do is acknowledge their concern. So acknowledge it by saying something, I can understand why that would be a concern for you. So don't just railroad in with a solution. Give them, first of all, a acknowledgement of your understanding. Then empathise with them and repeat what you're hearing. One, to make sure that you're hearing it right, but to reinforce to them, yes, you really do understand what their objection is. Let me make sure I'm hearing you right. You feel that the price of the kit may be just a little high for you right now. Is that right? I totally get it. I know it can be frustrating when you're budgeting for the family. So you've acknowledged it, you understand it, and now you can move into the next part of the process, which is asking for their permission to explore options, to find solutions for that part of the process that you have just shown them you understand. So you can say something like, I think we can come up with a solution that would work for you. Can we brainstorm some options and figure this thing out? And then maybe, if you've been talking about the natural solutions kit or the home kit, then you could offer them some more, in this particular case where it's talking about the cost, some more affordable options for them. And then the next part of the process would be to reference a third-party experience. So it doesn't make them feel uncomfortable that they're feeling like this is something that they can't quite afford right now, because then when they realise there's somebody else that had exactly the same concern, and this was a solution that you gave that person. What she actually did was she hosted her own class for people. She invited 10 people. Again, you could do this online as well. You could ask someone to do an online hosted class where they bring their friends and family together on a Zoom call, and you go in and you do a presentation for them, and through that call then you would give them part of your fast start to help them. And she was excited. So you can give them solutions and then issue an invitation. Are you open to inviting your friends over for a class? Are you open to hosting an online class that I can come and teach your friends how to use these amazing products and how they can help and really influence and their life? Then it breaks down these objections into, so we've just talked about cost, but of course there's lots of different objections. It isn't just cost. This might be an objection, for example, why should I use doTERRA oils? You know, there's so many oils on the market. What makes doTERRA so amazing? So it takes then all of those steps 1 to 5, and puts together a script of how you would deal with that. So it takes those 5 different elements. So first of all, I understand why that would be a concern for you. So you've acknowledged that concern. It's confusing to know which brand to buy with so many essential oil companies. And then you're connecting it with a person. Irene had the same concern last week. Can I tell you what I shared with her? And then you give that solution, that third-party solution. I explained that doTERRA is the most trusted and most tested brand in the industry. 96% of our oils and blends are exclusively grown by artisan farmers in ideal locations for maximum potency. She learned more at sourcetoyou.com and was blown away by the doTERRA difference. You and your family deserve the best and most purest and effective essential oils. Would you like to experience the difference for yourself by ordering today? Now, of course, you don't need to learn this word by word. That might be a bit long for you. You may not feel comfortable with all the words. That's fine. But I do think it's an excellent just template, really, for you to start getting comfortable with helping other people feel comfortable with introducing them to doTERRA. So there's another one, the money objection. I haven't got time to go through them all, but I'm just giving you a flavour of what the training is to get you excited enough to go and spend and invest some time in this workbook. My spouse wouldn't want me to get involved in oils. Get a new one. No, I didn't say that. Don't see a need, and don't want to buy from an MLM company. So there's just some little simple scripts. And then how do you identify what are true concerns and what are excuses? Because, you know, sometimes people just, quite a lot of the time, make excuses. They're not really an objection. They're just, you know, you're going to find a solution for them and then they're just going to come up with another excuse. So understanding and recognizing that and moving on in a way that keeps the conversation going for a later date, and not feeling peeved that you've spent your time on them, but actually it's just part of the process. And then there's a step 8, gathering referrals, and a step 9, follow-up, and helping you follow up with the lifestyle overview. So some really great tools on there that I think will really be useful, and then you can keep your score and keep retallying it up. So I hope that's helped and given you a little bit of insight into the sales program and also the Empowered Success. Greg Cook, one of the executive founders of doTERRA, sums it up really lovely at the end of the booklet. He says, when you share doTERRA products, you bring hope and wellness to people you love, your community, and ultimately the world. Selling the doTERRA way is about service. One drop at a person, one person at a time. We are serving the world with wellness solutions. So I hope that was helpful. And we've nearly come to the end of our time tonight, but I am just going to pass over just to finish the evening. Just to, actually, before I do, Claire, did Angela manage to get on at all?
Yeah, I think she is on. Angela, are you on? I definitely saw her, or I'm going crazy. No, she is. Angela, are you there? Can I if you take yourself off mute, Hem?
Yes, I'm here.
Ah, okay, Angela.
Yes, I've never had a problem with Zoom before till tonight.
No, you wouldn't have until you're doing a
No,
little
exactly.
testimonial. Ma'am, could you just stop sharing the screen?
I will. There you go. And then, Claire, once Angela's finished, don't forget that Gemma's...
We're over to Gemma. I know, I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited about Gemma. Angela.
Yes.
Tell us, I love this story, and I know everybody else.
You were so sweet when I said this to you at the conference. Basically, I have enrolled my sister with a little persuasion from Lisa, I've got to say. At my launch class, Lisa mentioned it to Jackie, and Jackie's words were, if this LLV stuff makes me feel like you, Luke, then I will build a team. Well, be careful what you wish for. Because my sister has MS and she's on this call tonight, so I better watch what I'm saying. And to say I've got my sister back is just unbelievable, because she was very wobbly on her legs. She was slow in movements, getting up and about, hardly ever danced, didn't jiggle around like she used to do. Cognitive problems all the time because the lesions with her MS were in her brain, and very slow. When you asked her anything, she had to really think about it before she answered. And no, I can't shut her up. She never stops talking. I'm not joking. I get giddy and talk fast, as Lisa knows, but she's even faster than me. She rings me up in the morning singing songs about the weather and sunshine and all sorts of daft things. And we used to call her Wacky Jackie when she was little, and she's back to being Wacky Jackie. And it's an absolute blessing. And that is LLV, frankincense, and copaiba. Unbelievable. Absolutely. There's no other words, really. It's just crazy how she is. And you can ask yourself, because she's listening to everything I'm saying. But she is. She's got some recruits now. She's building a team and doing wellness consultations and standing up at fairs, doing things and talking to people about doTERRA with such confidence. It's absolutely magical to see. It's really fantastic. So,
I love how much the oils and LLV have helped her so much, but I also love how much it's impacted you as well.
Yeah.
So it's touched you so much by helping her.
We've even got my mum and dad on copaiba now.
Have you?
And my mum has speeded up mentally and physically, so it was brilliant.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, just unreal.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Amazing. So now we have my baby sister with some really wise words, and I'm quite excited about this. So over to you, Gemma.
Thank you. I won't keep you all too long, because actually, Mum, that was a very inspirational talk from you. Actually, that wasn't what you were supposed to do, and that was supposed to be left to me. And then you've done it. I'm only joking. You did amazing. So, yeah, when we were discussing what we all think needs to be added to the calls or taken away from the calls, for me, I really thrive in my business when I'm feeling really inspired by other people's stories. A bit like Angela, that really inspires me to carry on. So I've just found a little short saying, if you like, that Winston Churchill actually said, which is success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. And for me, this business, that says it all for me in this business, because sometimes you really, really feel like you want to give up, and actually it's at them points where you're about to peak that most people go, no, I've had enough. That actually, if you did what you were doing for a month longer, 2 months longer, you would probably be so much closer, and you feel like you want to give up sometimes, but it's so worth it. It's so worth hanging in there. The business doesn't just change our lives, it changes everyone else's lives around us financially, and on sort of a medical level as well. So I just wanted, that was all I really wanted to say. It wasn't going to come on here and start preaching for hours. I just wanted to give everyone that bit of go for the week, and to remind yourselves that you can do it. Like, anything is possible. Some of the biggest, the people that have done some of the most amazing and built some of the most amazing businesses in this business, they're no different to us. There's nothing that makes them different to you or I. It's just that commitment, and they stick with it. And at them moments they feel like they're going to give up, they don't. They take a breather, they use a bit of balance, and they carry on. So that was all I wanted to say, really, that you can do it, and you've got this, and have an amazing week and push through. And every time you feel down, pick yourself up and think of all them amazing people that have built amazing businesses, that you're no different to them. They've been in this position before. They've wanted to give up, trust me, a lot of times. So yeah, you can do it. And I think we're finishing up. Have a good week, and this is an amazing week as well. This is such a good week. Like, out of the whole year, this is where, like, you can really push for them extra bit of sales that you need to potentially rank this month. So make the most of BOGOs. I said it right. I'm usually saying BOGOs. And they're all like, Gemma, it's BOGOs. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, no, but don't be saying BOGO on the live on Monday.
And now you have. Now you have.
Now everyone knows I've said it.
So practicing it all week as well.
So if you see a live this week and I say BOGO, just
laugh.
Yeah, just know it's just Gemma, just off on one again.
You're very duplicatable.
Oh, you can talk. I can't even say the word, woman.
I think I prefer boggles.
Good.
As
I
a
think it
team,
sounds great.
change it to BOGOs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you don't want a BOGO, you can BOGO.
Yeah.
Thank you for those words of wisdom, Gemma. They were amazing.
Good. Glad you enjoyed them.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the speakers, everyone that shared tonight. It's been a great call. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Okie doke.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.